Joseph Campbell says that he wanted his job in life to be to joyfully participate in the sorrows of this world. And I kind of like that, if I can alleviate the burden that some people have, then yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I remember, I started working when I was 12 years old in my dad's grocery store, and I can remember just thinking, wow, I don't want to do this. I mean, all you're doing is making money. What's the sense of doing that? And I wanted to do more than just make money, and so yeah, I wanted to help people, and there we are.
I always call him my hero, and I call him my gentle hero.
He's always on call. He's just a really good doctor. We really are blessed to have him in our community. So, yeah, I'm not surprised he actually has won it. So,
he's always sort of been one of those guys in the background that does his work, and he's always sort of seemed to me ended up doing the kinds of work that some of us, sometimes don't really necessarily want to do all that much. So he does some of the harder stuff, it seems to me, in our community.
This day and age, I've not seen other doctors to come into First Nations, or certainly not in homes. And I think he was one that went that extra mile.
He's shown a lot of leadership, and he's shown to be a person who is not afraid to speak his mind. His leadership is actual, not words, but actual action.
The first time my sister met him was at my niece's wedding, and they thought he was an iron worker. Like.
I'm not supposed to swear now, am I?
Like super glue is, and epoxy is his best friend.
You got her? Yeah. Oh, this is how not to seal.
He's a fixer. He's not a complainer. And sometimes that's hard to live up to that.
No, but I want to epoxy it. I'm going to epoxy it and put some screws down. Yeah.
I guess it's about living each day and the miracles that come in that. I do the books for the clinic, and I fill in for the clinic, and I guess those are the times when I realize that how special he is in that regard.
It's all good. I'm Girl Friday. This is a small community, you have to know that. I'm faxing, I'm answering the phone, I'm ushering patients down the hall, interrupting the doctor when he's trying to talk to the patients to give him phone calls. So, how soon do you want to come in? Let's do 1 o'clock.
Oh, there we go. Good.
We just really work really well together here, the three of us. Since Shirley came, it's been 1.5 years or more since Shirley came and joined us as the RN.
We've been smoke-free for a week, and we're going to try and hang in there a little longer.
She's been a great addition. The three of us seem to work really well together. So.
How's the not smoking going?
Ready 2 weeks now.
Oh, well, congratulations. Way to go. All right.
There goes the phone.
Usually Kathy does this, because I'm too busy.
So you made your own coffee today?
Yeah, I didn't make the coffee, but I fixed it.
Well, yeah, because we're double booked and he's only here 1 to 4, so.
okay, I can do that.
But he has taught me how to live and let live, that sort of thing.
Did you have some blood collected?
And how to overcome challenges, I guess, is another one, because we get a fair amount of them around here.
I'm going to run you over.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
And there's nothing that a big deep sigh or a big deep breath and thinking it through, there's nothing that you can't overcome.
Yeah. I'm not die from that. I hope so.
I hope not.
Okay. It's awesome. I'm very proud to be part of this team.
The practice areas that you have gathered to yourself must be kind of frustrating, and most of your work deals with lost causes.
I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, I think that, you know, in the end, we're all going to die. So, you know, from that perspective, we're all lost causes. None of us are going to get out of here without getting buried. You know, the reports of those who haven't are rather spurious. So, you know, I think that it's kind of neat to help those who really need help. And yeah, so I don't think it's a lost cause at all.
Hey Ed, how you doing? It's Dr. Boschma. Well, we'll try to keep you comfy, okay?
End-stage dementia, and you know, his wife is here almost every day and really wants to take care of him. And he seems to be pretty comfortable, but doesn't have a lot of demands, and you know, we do what we can. You know, I think it's a little bit Zen. You know, if you look for the practice, it'll come to you, and I think that's how it works in small-town medicine.
Here we go. How are you this morning? It's Dr. Boschma. It's Dr. Boschma.
Oh yeah.
How are you this morning?
You know, I think he's just doing the best he can do at any particular moment. Is how he lives his life.
Good for you. Let's get you straight. There you go. That's better.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day.
Yeah, bye dear.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And here, who's in this picture? And Grandpa.
I'm not sure what his background and culture is or what tribe he comes from, but he was a good-looking doctor as well, you know. I must say that he took care of himself. I'm sure he had some humor, although I didn't see that side, but you know. Well, we have to be realistic because that's how I see him. I remember telling him, I said, you know, when I was a kid, one of the shows that we used to watch was The Friendly Giant. And I said, you look just like The Friendly Giant. That's why I'm just comfortable with you, because you have a way of just being easy to talk to.
Was that you were tall and that you were handsome and well groomed. So I don't know why you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, these are shocking revelations that I never thought were true. So you got me on that one.
Just didn't seek him out just because he was the doctor, because, you know, he was there to listen. We thought, you know, we need somebody close by who really knows what we're all about and how we live and how we survive out here. And I knew Dr. Boschma had a good heart and how he dealt with the community and the people. You know, he always thought of their well-being first, not the prescriptions, what he could give them or anything. It was their heart that he was concerned about. He wanted to bring in a female assistant to work with him, to work with the women, and that was really thoughtful of him, because the women in the community, they're the backbone to their family's health and well-being, and how they take care of themselves is so important.
I don't know what there is about sailing that I love, but I do love it. I was working in Rocky Mountain House as a GP anesthetist, and you know, we have access to all kinds of wonderful drugs, and I started experimenting, and then the experimenting got out of control, and I became an addict. It was very bad. Hell. I mean, addiction is hell when you're caught in it, and it certainly was for me. Well, there were some real lessons to be learned that I had to learn, and they were hard lessons. Being one with the wind, you know, it sounds very spiritual or whatever, but that's the feeling too, when you get the sailboat just heeled over a bit and you're moving fast and you're moving on the water and there's no noise but the wind. It's, I don't know, there's something really special about that. when I was in treatment and they'd ask you to think of a place of meditation, for me the best thing was to think about really stiff wind and going full bore down the lake, full speed. That was meditation. That was my moment. Well, I think there are lots of people who deserve it. I mean, there are good, hard-working rural docs all over Alberta, and I mean, I'm not the first one to get it, and there'll be other ones after me. So, yeah, I was just surprised because there had been, because of my addiction, there'd been a lot of negative press. So, yeah, I was not expecting to be honored by anybody. I was doing my work. The only way I think I kept my sanity was by I would look out at the trees and think about the trees and realize that you can look at a tree and from a distance it looks perfect, but when you get close up you can see all the scars and you can see the imperfections and you can see the dead leaves and the things that aren't right about it. And I would look at that tree and recognize that God loved that tree. And that, if you could love a tree like that, maybe you could still love me. Once we get clean and sober, then the whole problem is learning how to live.
Absolutely.
We don't know how to live. We don't know how to. We don't know how to take care of our kids. We don't know how to shop and do things that normal people do. So yeah.
It's a universal law that we're all connected spiritually. But we're all human beings before we become addicts, so there's a common denominator. You need to have skills in order to support clients. That's an aspect that Dr. Boschma brings in because there are medical concerns.
He's someone who's been there, who knows, so therefore he can be empathetic and give advice about a sober journey and what it's like to be sober, clean and sober.
You're going to meetings how often?
I do NA on Monday, CA on Tuesday.
His openness about his own addiction, that came through right away, so he was willing to share that with me, so I was open to share my addiction with him as well. Yeah.
Recovery is hard to do. It just doesn't happen. You have to work at it.
After 23 years being, there's a purpose for him, and not just for a paycheck, right? The Creator obviously has sent him here for a reason, and I know that he believes in a higher power. Over and I need my children back, and they need their mother back. So it's all about choices now.
He's got to have a spirit inside of him to be that caring, committed, to take care of, all the individuals that are out there in much need, not just sitting in a private little practice somewhere.
It's my perception that he even enhances that, the ability for them to understand that there's a spiritual nature realm in all of us, and that the physical also is in direct contact with that. So that's something, whether they get it directly in asking him or subconsciously, it becomes a truth. That's what he brings to the team and working with addicts.
It's a real blessing, and there's a lot of gratitude on my part for being allowed to continue to do medicine.